Not that many months ago, when Joe Biden announced that there was going to be a vaccine or testing mandate, the right lost their minds over it. In the immediate response to that on Fox, they called him an authoritarian, a rotting bag of oatmeal, which is admittedly kind of funny, a tyrant, very frail and very weak, an authoritarian. Biden declares war on millions of Americans, full totalitarian, which I would think the full part is in the total part. But they're just not great with words. Let's see, it's a tyrannical mandate, it's a fascist move. So they have been desperate ever since to convince you that these mandates are not acceptable. There's no point, there's no benefit, you should fight against it. They've plucked from around the country literally anyone who has refused to be a part of the solution and hailed them as heroes. And so after months of that news, you might be led to believe that it was a failure. But I want to be very clear. It's been succeeding, actually. NBC News has looked at 20 different cities, and they've looked at employee vaccination data. And the cities that are mandating the shots, they found that the rates for city employees, a group that includes healthcare workers, police officers, sanitation workers, and firefighters, are about 15 percentage points higher than the rest of the general populations of the cities or counties that they work in. Nationally, you get to about 79% of municipal workers in those cities being vaccinated. The country's overall rate is about 58%. So regardless of whatever partisan arguments to get your base all fired up you want to have about the constitutionality, let's also be clear that it is working to get people, some of whom work around large populations of people. They have been getting vaccinated at higher rates, which is objectively good if you are not siding with COVID. Brett, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, they work. Vaccination mandates work to get people vaccinated. I just don't think this is like a full-on, like, yes, they're right or wrong argument. I think there's others.
No, I'm adding this to the conversation they have wanted to have is that this is tyrannical and that's it. They've lauded supposedly that like thousands of cops are not going to abide by it. People come away from that news thinking, oh, all of these people that I'm told to respect don't abide by it. They don't give you the update later on that only like 30 did or whatever. And I just want people to understand that they have been achieving their goal at the very least.
Yes, it's effective to get people to actually take the shot. I think that your argument's a loser because they still get to take the moral high ground at the end of the day. They still get to say, listen, you bullied them into taking the shot, to giving away their rights.
Sure.
I think still politically they totally win. Sorry.
I mean, I think for their own people, I would argue that you can make the case to the population at large, which by the way, by overwhelming majorities supports vaccine mandates, that trying to stop the spread of a deadly virus. I would argue that that is actually the moral high ground.
No, I don't mean they get I think the actual moral high ground is to say what you're saying. Like I feel like the public health is paramount. I think that, they are disingenuous, losing moral high ground when they say that they think vaccine mandates are unconstitutional when they have existed for a very long time everywhere that they've gone. Most of the people who are going against vaccine mandates have abided by the vaccine mandate to attend schools.
Yeah.
To basically participate in society from a very young age. And those vaccine mandates have actually helped their lives become better. What I'm saying is, yes, if I'm saying like, are we changing minds here? No, they're gonna say, I mean, the very least you can say, listen, I would make an argument, and maybe this is implicit in your thing and I just missed it, but like, and that's on me, but like to say, all these people who said they were gung-ho to buck these mandates actually are not on your side. They're not on your side. And so what are you gonna do about it? Like,
they're literally not on your side in that they are willingly complying with harsher vaccine mandates while picking up people who have not and saying that they're the true heroes, you should do what they're doing. They're not taking the advice that they are in real time giving. But there are differences between cities. And in fact, I want to jump ahead to LA, where we are broadcasting from. It's the only city of the 20 in the analysis where the municipal COVID vaccination rate was lower than that of the general population. Hey, we're number one, Brett. 74% of city workers are vaccinated, just short of the city's overall rate of 79%. And it's believed that the lower rate is attributed to fewer vaccinations among the city's parks and street services employees, as well as its police and firefighters in this one city. Now, overall, just to close out, because we haven't done one of these updates in a little bit, new reported cases have been dropping, but are now stagnant. I understand it's a little bit zoomed out there, but for the past week or two, 3 or 4 weeks maybe, cases have been fairly consistent. They are in fact up very slightly, 2% over the last 14 days. Hospitalizations are inching down, deaths are as well, but it has been a very slow process. And even this far into this wave, you're still losing 1,100 to 1,200 people every single day. So still devastating loss of life. When the number gets up to 1,200 from 500 or 600, we freak out. 2 months later of that happening every single day, we don't care so much, and you have Bill Maher going on his show to say that the pandemic's over. So that's my fear, is that this will become normalized.
Yep.
Yeah. And I want to close by saying, no, you're a loser. I just want to be clear.
I didn't
that.
call you, John. I don't think you're a loser.
I
said your argument is not a winner.
And I took that very personally and irrationally, and I'm very angry at you.
I'm sorry.
You're a loser.
I am intense with John. I dearly respect you.
I have support.
And I just expect better from you is what I'm trying to say.
Brooke Marks on Twitch says, "Get him, John." For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.